Made with love by Clover.
Thank you so much, boys. Now, as Kat rolls up his sleeves and gets ready to join us a little bit later on in the kitchen, joining us right now, helping us braai up nothing but Christmas excellence, is Chef Dumi.
Yay! How are you, my friend?
I am incredible. I see that we got our red earrings on, honey. We are ready to cook.
It's the festive season, so let's look festive.
Looking fierce and fabulous. Now, for December braaiers, our braaied pork chops with a refreshing avocado and Clover Nolac sauce is just for you. Dumi, show us how to make it.
Yes, friend. I'm going to keep it very simple because the one thing I do love about pork chops is that if you cook them right, they are so nice and tender and juicy, you know, and one of the most important things to make sure that you get your pork chops nice and tender and juicy is to make sure that you cook them at room temperature. So obviously it is important to make sure that you keep them in the fridge until you actually need them. So maybe take them out about 30 minutes beforehand just to allow them to come down to temperature. That helps with making sure that it cooks through correctly, Wawa. So now I'm going to start seasoning. It's quite a simple thing, but before I get into the pork chops, my friend, I need you to help me because we're going to be adding our Clover Nolac dairy snack into a dipping sauce or a side sauce that we're going to be actually having these pork chops with. So over there you've got our dairy snack, some avo and lime juice is already in the blender, and just a couple of different other flavors that actually work so well with the pork. Like I'm talking about a nice chili sauce that we've added there. We've got some comino as well that sort of actually cuts through the fat of that pork that we're going to be making.
And how much Clover Nolac do you want in here?
Friend, it's normally about like a half a cup, so maybe let's just say 3 tablespoons.
Got you. 1,
Yeah.
2, and 3. And this essentially just elevates the creaminess of the dish because I know avocado within itself is something that is really rich and creamy and buttery.
It is rich and creamy and buttery, and I also love the fact that with this recipe, people that struggle with lactose intolerance symptoms like your cramping, your nausea, all of that can actually at least enjoy it because of the Clover Nolac range and all its options that it's got available. You've got the dairy snack, you've got the mash, you've got the milk. So don't shy away from being able to enjoy your dairy again. Just put some Clover Nolac in there.
And then I throw the rest of the ingredients in here. It's safe. Okay, right.
Well, you do that. I'm going to get in them with the rest of our pork chops. I've made sure to season them well. And now I'm adding a trick that I got from my friend Jay and our producer Nal. What we've done is we've got some sage that we're actually pressing into our pork chop. Not only would this actually allowing the flavor to seep into the pork chop itself, but it also just allows us to sort of have a little bit of a barrier once it cooks in the pan, and it infuses the pork chop with that sage flavor as well.
Got you.
And you might be curious about why I've scored my pork chops here and given them a bit of a cut on the sides. What that helps with is to also allow it not to curl up. This is done. I'm going to start cooking our pork chops now. Another important trick, make sure that your heat is on medium-high. Just like you do with your steaks and your chicken breast and that, you do want to get that beautiful sear on the outside, but you also want to make sure that you cook your pork chops through, so that it's cooked through. It's one of the meats like chicken. You consider it a white meat, so you need to make sure that it's cooked through, but still nice and tender. So I'd say give it about 4 minutes on each side, just to make sure it's fully cooked.
Got you. Now, I'm going to make my sauce really chunky.
Okay.
It's not going to be as smooth as yours that you prepared earlier. And that's just because I am obsessed with avocado. I love to eat avocado in all different applications. So this is a nice way to kind of enjoy it as well. So I left it kind of chunky, and it's just that easy. I mean, I've blitzed up all of the ingredients that you already had prepared for me. And that can go along very, very well with the pork chops and that incredible side salad.
I've got a little bit of a taster for you over there, my friend. I don't know if you want to just give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know if that sage actually comes through, because that's one of the most important things I want you to taste. Now, we've got some fennel in there. We've got some pepper and some salt. So literally allowing the pork chop to shine today.
It is incredible. You know, especially during December and the summer seasons, something like pork and all of these meats can seem really heavy. This is fresh, it is light. The sage, I can taste it. I really, really can. Even though you slightly pressed it into the pork, it tastes incredible. And that sauce, it adds that je ne sais quoi that's definitely necessary. So if you want to get your hands on this recipe, simply head over to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Then stay tuned, because after the break, Kat is going to sing for us. So very excited.